Hello, 7th and 8th grade violins. This is Skill Builder 13, and this week we are going to continue to look at a day at Disneyland. We're starting at measure 75 today, and we will get all the way to the end of measure 112, and that will put us about 2/3 of the way through the piece. You guys have been doing such an amazing job learning this, and I think a lot of that success is due to the fact that you guys are doing the hard work at home. You're watching the skill builder, you're working on your part and all of the things that are really challenging to you. So that way when we come together as a group, we're able to do it pretty easily. And so I've been super impressed, and keep up the hard work. We will know a day at Disneyland all the way through before long. So let's start at measure 75, and the first two things we should look for are have the key signature changed and has the time signature changed. We'll start with the time signature. I'm looking and I do not see that the time signature has changed. So at 75, we are still in 4/4, which we should be very happy about because that's a time signature that we can play with confidence. I do, however, see that the key signature has changed. In the previous melody, it's a small world. We had just one sharp. Now at measure 75, we have two sharps. We call those two sharps F sharp and C sharp. And this is actually a key that we've played in a lot, the key of D major. So this should be very familiar and very comfortable to you. There is one note, though, that often is not thrown into our other concert music that you have to know, and it is in this key of D major. The first time it happens in this section is at measure 87. And you can see they've written in what's called a courtesy accidental. It means it's in the key signature, but they're just reminding you because they think you may forget to play this note in this way. But it will not be marked like this as we keep going through the section. So at 87, they have marked a C sharp. This is 3 fingers on the G string. If you just put your third finger on your third finger sticker where it would normally go, this just plays the note C natural. Since we want the note C sharp, we're going to stretch our third finger. And we have played this note before, but in this case, it's in the key signature. So like I said, it won't always be marked. So it's important to look out for that. All right? As we look at measure 75, you have 4 measures of rest. And actually, most of the orchestra has 4 measures of rest here because this section features just our violas. So all of our viola players will be playing at measure 75, and then everyone else comes in at measure 79. I'm going to play right now from measure 79 all the way to the end of 86. You can choose right now to either play with me or listen and then rewind and play with me a second time. Okay, these are all notes that we know, all rhythms that we know. I'm starting one finger on G, which is called A. This is a mezzo piano section, so I don't want it super loud. There's a part later where we're going to play out and use big full bows. But when we're here, just keep it nice and mezzo piano. There is a small crescendo that you can do and then a decrescendo, but really focus on keeping this nice and quiet and soft and beautiful. Okay, here's 79. 1, 2, here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Should be super simple here. You don't have the melody, but you have this beautiful supporting harmony part. Now at 87, we start with that C sharp high 3 on G. As I look through this, I see that at measure 90, I have another strange note. This is called the G sharp, but you actually play it in the same way as the C sharp that I just showed you. So I have 3 fingers on the D string. This is the note G, but to make it G sharp, I'm going to stretch my third finger and make it a high 3. So I have that in measure 90. Then in measure 91, my first note is a G sharp high 3, but then it's changed back to a G natural, which is just a regular third finger. So you're going to play high 3 for 2 beats, regular 3 for 2 beats, excuse me. You can't really do a low 3. Your second finger is in the way there. Then at measure 93, if you take a look at those 8th notes, you have an E, D, and then a C sharp. That one is sneaky. That's that high 3 on G, and I would recommend, if you think you're going to forget that, take a pencil right now and either put a sharp sign next to the note, or something that I like to do is I like to put an up arrow over the note to remind you it's a high 3. You could even put an up arrow and a 3 next to it to remind you what finger you use too. So if you're feeling like you're going to forget that, this is a good time to mark that. Other than that, it's all straightforward notes and rhythms that we know. So I'm going to start at 87 and play all the way to the end of 96. Again, feel free to do it with me right now or to listen once and then go back and do it with me. So I'm setting 3 fingers down on the G string and then stretching it to make a high 3. 1, 2, here we go. Regular 3. Get ready for a high 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Now we get to measure 97. From 97 all the way to the end of 100, you have the melody. This is your time to shine. You actually are doubling with the first violins, but they are playing at 1 octave higher than you. So I want you guys to play out with nice, big, full bows here at measure 97. Let me play for you what this sounds like. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a nice, beautiful part for our second violins there. Make sure you know that so you can play out when we get there. Then at measure 101, this looks very similar to what we already did at 79. Let's go from 101 to the end of 108 together. 1, 2, here we go. Excellent. And then at 109, we see something that is a little bit strange. We see a new time signature that we have not talked about yet. It's called cut time. It's a C with a line. And we'll talk about it a little bit more next skill builder because this is just the introduction to the next tune that we'll play next time. But this is called cut time, and basically it means that everything is twice as fast. You can see there it says the half note equals the quarter note. Things become much, much quicker. It's a much more upbeat tune at measure 113. And like I said, we'll talk about it more next time, but let me just play for you what this sounds like at 109. It's twice as fast as if we read it in 4/4. So it sounds like this. Okay, and we'll put it all together in a minute so you can hear the transition. If you feel like you don't want to do string crossings back and forth there, you could use 4th finger for that A, and that way you could just play on the D string. Totally up to you what you want to do there, okay? So that's everything from 75 to 112. There's just a few little things in there that are challenging, but most of it should not be difficult for you at all. This is such a beautiful section. It's one of my favorite sections in the piece, and I think once we put it all together, you will really enjoy it too. Let me play all of the sections that we just played together straight through from, I'll start at 79 because you had those 4 measures of rest, all the way to 112. Again, feel free to listen or to play along with me. I want you to do some playing at home before you come and do it in class, so you should have a good handle on this before you even come back to class next time, okay? So here I go from measure 79. 1, 2, 3, 4. you can see there at 109, it just gets much, much faster. And like I said, we'll talk more about that cut time next time. All right? So everyone work really hard on this. You have until the next day 1. That's when we'll start working on this together in class. Thank you so much for watching your skill builder. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys in class.